Hello and welcome to the OMFL Jacksonville Jaguar review, the show I do for the Jacksonville Jaguars of the OMFL, obviously. I am your host, Mike Fleury, and this week we will be dealing with weeks 15, 16, and 17. Weeks 15 was a CPU game against the Jets, as you see there in the top of the screen. We then went and played the Raiders, and then earlier today we played the Tennessee Titans. Today being when I filmed it, which is Saturday, the 26th. I was supposed to do this right after the Raiders game. We finished that game, and before I could film, we simulated weeks, and I decided to postpone it for another week just to not have these videos go up too quickly one after the other. We're going to jump right into the games, starting first with the Week 15 game against the Jets. This was a CPU game, unfortunately, since he wasn't able to make a scheduled game, so he allowed me to play his CPU. I decided to run a different playbook. Well, my playbook, but an altered version of it, so I could test out some new passing plays, trying to get my pass offense figured out. As you can see here, it did not work very well. 180 yards, 2 interceptions, 10 of 14 passing's fine. Travis Etienne, 82 yards on 15 carries and a touchdown. Still working on trying to get the ball to our many playmakers. As you see, multiple catches for Brian Thomas, Colin Frederickson, Gabe Davis. These 3 games mark another 3 games where Marshawn Lattimore has not registered an interception, and he is now out of the league lead. Andre Sisco, however, grabbed one, as did Devin Lloyd. I believe that was a user pick. Tends to be my main user. So this game, there's not much to tell. Because it was a CPU game, and I wasn't really giving it my effort. I was just trying to get it over with. We won, brought us to 11-3 on the season at the time, and basically had us in a position to lock down the division. We could have won the division with this game over the Raiders. Unfortunately, did not go our way. Struggled offensively to start the game. Really never got it figured out. We only had 1 interception on what probably should have been a pass interference. Just the situation where the receiver trying to run around, the corners not really pressing, but the receiver just they get kind of caught on each other and just travel 30 yards in the wrong direction. And when he broke free, I thought I could still make the pass. He had a couple yards of separation after they broke free. Just the pass did not go where it was intending. This was actually a really good game. Travis Etienne, 130 yards. When it came down to this game, it was just one of those things where just couldn't get a stop when I needed it. Walter was great. His running game was effective. He's mixed it up really well with 3 different runners. Just could not keep a handle on it. They didn't really gash us for many yards in any kind of chunk plays. But unfortunately, we just weren't able to get the stops we needed. We managed to just take our defense, just chunk plays over and over again. and unfortunately ended up with the loss. That loss kind of put us in a really precarious position with 2 games left, one against Tennessee, one against Indianapolis. If we finished 11-6 and we finished tied with multiple teams, you all know how Madden's tiebreaker system is kind of a mess. I posted about it on the in the Discord chat, breaking down the possibility of a 6-team 11-6 finale, or 11-6. Seems unlikely now. I believe the Bengals lost this week, so they can only get to 10 wins. Puts Miami, Baltimore, and probably Vegas in the driver's seat, with Tennessee and Miami needing wins and some help to make the playoffs, unfortunately for them. Also in this game, we brought Christian Kirk back into the offense, truthfully thinking of cutting him in the offseason. So I'm trying to get Gabe Davis involved, trying to get more Brian Thomas Jr. involved. But there's just something dynamic about Kirk, so I might have to hold on to him for next season. We're going to see how regression plays with him. If regression hits him, I'll have to cut him. I'm not going to waste my regression prevention on him when I have other players that will probably need it. But if it doesn't hit him, I might keep him. I think he's 28, 27. I might keep him. He's just one of those players that you get the ball in space and can make some things happen. Just really shifty, just in ways that Gabe Davis, I just can't get him going. I don't believe we managed to get a single turnover in this game. Didn't force a fumble. It was really just that one interception, and yeah, we just couldn't put together enough offense or enough resistance to win the game, bringing us to a Week 17 matchup against the Tennessee Titans. They were 2 games behind. A win here puts them 1 game behind, with the Colts having nothing to play for, meaning nothing to lose next week. This was really a situation where it was kind of a must-win, because the tiebreakers had Tennessee winning out on the division record. They have only lost, well, now 2 games, but going into it, they'd only lost the 1 game if they'd have beaten us. And I think they play Houston in Week 18. If they beat Houston, they finish 5-1. We finish 4-2. Or 4-2 if we would have lost to them, and then Indianapolis could have cost us the division and put us in that mess with the wild card. As you see, this is just like the first game. Defensive struggle, just killing each other. There was turnovers on his side that kind of helped me. Sorry, I've lost my train of thought. It is really late. A couple turnovers on his part, 2 interceptions by Will Levis. As you can see, big story of the game after his first passing attempt, which was a nearly intercepted pass that Abdullah, my linebacker, caught, landed on the ground, coughed up, bounced up. His receiver got hands on it, bounced off him, landed on the ground. I was very angry. And then turned out that Jordan Love had been injured, and he's now out for the remainder of the regular season and probably a couple weeks into the playoffs. So that might just be it for Tennessee. They had a great second half of the season, and it's kind of a shame to see this being the way that it goes down. Trevor Lawrence, 11 of 14. I'm really big on the 14 pass attempts, apparently. 102 yards and a touchdown. It's not that I dink and dunk. It's that I have deep options that I'm only willing to go to if they are open, because the 22 interceptions that I have thrown this year have shown me that it's not smart to just chuck and pray. Granted, if we'll discuss this more next week, but 22 interceptions is actually the 5th lowest of any QB in the OMFL this year. So I guess in terms of holding onto the ball, I'm doing well, apparently. Anyways, 102 yards. Had a couple decent plays. I think the long was, just an 18-yard. I think that was an out route. Just couldn't really get much, run after the catch. Completions, getting tackled immediately. Travis Etienne, 20 carries, 82 yards. Leonard Fournette had 8 for 30. And obviously Colin Frederick had a 1-yard touchdown run. Just a game where where I really tried to control the clock as best I could. I knew our defenses would be just keeping everything short and contained. So, I got the ball to start the third quarter, and he didn't touch it until about 1:30 left in the third. I ate like 6.5 minutes of that clock, while already having a 7-point lead, I believe, at half. 7-point lead. So I made it 14 with like a quarter and a minute to play. Really just trying to put pressure and just trying to keep the clock going. Colin Fredrickson had a game-high 4 catches, 46 yards. Just 3 for 18 from Thomas Jr. Just couldn't get a lot of separation, but managed to get some catches and get a couple yards at least, some positive yards. See a lot of players touch the ball. Christian Kirk got some. Gabe Davis had a catch. I don't even remember on what play. Check down to ETN. So a lot of people touching the ball, but not a lot to be shown. No sacks. 2 interceptions against Cisco and Campbell. One, I believe, was in the end zone. Huge. Actually, I think both of them were in the end zone, or at least in the red zone. So that was those were some major interceptions to keep Tennessee from scoring. And if the other team doesn't score, you're going to win. And at the very least, it gave me a chance to put some pressure on him, get some points of my own, and finish off the game. It's 21-0, which means we have now clinched the AFC South. I'm going to go right back out to the front page here as we get near the end of this video. Where am I? Going to the standings. There we go. So that clinches at 12-4 now, with a chance to potentially still win the AFC, I believe. I don't think... No, that's not where we're going to look. NFL standings, I don't think... So if I remember correctly, Y means you've clinched a playoffs. Y means you've clinched a playoff spot. X means you've clinched a playoff spot. Y means you've clinched the division. A Z, I'm Canadian, leave me alone. A Z means you've clinched the conference. So the Bills have not done that yet. The Browns at 12-4. I think they lost this week. So if the Bills win, they might clinch. But if they lose, I think they're playing the Jets this week or next. I can't remember. If they lose, it gives all of us a chance to potentially take that number 1 seed and get the first round bye. I don't know why I went to the NFC. I don't really care about the NFC. So, there's still hope. I actually haven't looked a lot of this up. 3rd highest scoring team in the game now. That's unfortunate. I thought we were much higher scoring. Excuse me. But the 2nd lowest points against in the AFC, so that's not bad. 3rd best offense, 2nd best scoring defense. Excuse me. In the AFC, that's pretty darn good. I will take that, and we will look ahead to next week where we finish off the season against Indianapolis. I am not sure if I'm going to rest anybody, if I'm going to start anybody. You see, we got Lattimore still has a chance to maybe get back the interceptions, which I think gives him a chance for best DB. ETN currently the number one running back. I don't think the Panthers have played yet. Let me find. No, they have not. They played Tampa Bay. So there's a good chance that they will get that rushing crown back. And if they do, I might just call it a day for ETN and bench him to give him a break and hopefully not get him injured before the playoffs. If we don't get a first round bye, I kind of hope that the Bills have clinched before next week. That'll just make the decision for me. Just make that would easily make the decision for me, so that I can just close it down and put a bunch of people on the bench. I don't know why I'm going to the thing. Just there. Let's see some receiving yards here. I think Christian Kirk would probably have been over 500 or 600 had I not taken him out. It's just an unfortunate situation where he's just getting to be a little too old. 27, it's not bad. He has a really good skill set. I really enjoy using him. He gets open and he's incredibly useful. But if he hits regression next season, that contract begins to... It's $24 million left for next season. I'm pretty sure with 2 years remaining, it's this year and next. I might just cut it, put that $24 million back in my pocket. I got some free agents I got to take care of. We're going to deal with all that after next show. Talking about all the things we'll have to do. Got some negotiations to go on. I got $17 million left. I got to lock up Cisco. Have to consider what I'm going to do here. If I'm honest, I'm leaning towards a 1 year for Scherf. Yeah, because his cap hit. If I could have signed him early in the year, it would have been much better. But he's significantly improved. So $8 million in his cap there. That'll put us down to $9 million. Might have to make a cut or two to make room for Scherf. It's weird because I actually added a season to 2 players, and their caps are cheap, so I expected it to go down, but it went down more than I thought it would. And then I also cut bonuses 20% for 2 players, and I thought it would go down, and I thought I would gain more cap room, and I seem to have lost some somehow, which is I don't know, maybe that will adjust in the off season. We'll have to see. Well, anyways, we'll see when the off season comes around, which we will discuss next episode. Looks like Sim is going to be Monday night. I'm on a weird work schedule now. I've changed my work schedule, so all the days are strange. We'll sim Monday, so that means Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Probably the next sim will be Thursday, and then I have Friday, Saturday off for week 1 of the playoffs. Huh. Well, anyways, we'll figure that out when we get to it. And that's going to wrap us up here for the OMFL Jaguars review. As always, I have been your host, Mike Fleury, and I will try to do better next time.